I remember discussions like that. I always loved the idea of power being an addiction. I think the thing that did that the best... Whoa. Oh, it's a shortcut, kind of. Okay, except there's no wall there, so it was probably obvious to everybody but me. Anyways, one series I thought did this concept really well, and I've been fascinated with it ever since, was the Mega Man NT Warrior anime. How, you remember the concept of dark chips from the games, right? How they were these forbidden weapons that if you use them, they were so evil that using them, they were really strong, and you might be forced to in a tough situation if you're not very good at the game. But every time you use them, they permanently lowered your maximum health by 1 point, which doesn't sound like much until you think, well, if I keep using these, that's going to add up, and that's health that I can't get back. There is no way to restore that, even during the end game. So, but they were handled a little differently in the anime, because they couldn't do something like Mega Man is just constantly getting weaker every time he uses one of these things. Instead, how they handled it was they offered you great power, but your Navi, your Net Navi, your little avatar, got addicted to the power. Like, they started glitching out. They started feeling sick. They started feeling like they were lacking something in their life because they didn't have that strength to rely on anymore. And even against their master's wishes in some cases, they would go out and seek it again.
Huh.
And I always thought that was a really cool concept. Like, just taking the idea of, yeah, power corrupts. It turns you into something you're not.
I like that. You know what it reminds me?
Okay, hold on. Before I forget, I'm gonna save. Because I do not want to die against one of these Zeta-level Metroids and have to do all that over again.
No, do it again,
God,
but faster.
I would cry. I would
you'll love
cry
it.
for days.
You'll be having the best time of your life. Do it. Do it.
I got that one. Where are the rest of these guys now? I have to ask. Checked all of the walls. Oh, wait a minute. There's the one I forgot. I had to retreat. Or did I go back and get that one? I don't remember now. No, I don't think I went back and got this one. Oh, that one I killed. That one was successful. The one below him was the one I had trouble with. See, this is why it pays to do your recordings next to each other. It does help. It does help sometimes.
Oh, you know, it's basically... Basically, you know, you do your recording and then... I got nothing. It does. It pays. It pays.
Doesn't this guy kind of look like a dinosaur now that I think about it? He's got that same sort of...
balance.
I wasted my last
It's
super
like...
missile.
He very much does look like a theropod carnivore, especially since he's balanced at the hip with the body and tail leaning on the fulcrum. But I'm glad that you said that, because I was going to tell you what this particular bit reminds me of.
What?
I may have said this before, but there was a PlayStation game of the Lost World Jurassic Park.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you start off as one of those little compies and then work your way up.
Mm-hmm. You did tell this story, I believe.
Yeah, how basically all the enemies were like this. They'd be just going back and forth in that one area and be these near unadvanceable obstacles.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the game is pretty much predicated on fast twitch reflexes and memory of the environment. But good lord, were these environments unforgiving. Yeah, imagine this but having no missiles or power-ups. It'd be horrible.
Crap. Well, there's no point going in again now. What is with this one Metroid?
Well, you see, his name is Silky, and he lost his wife, his children. He's got nothing left to live for and nothing left to lose. All he has is that one little alcove that used to be his home, but there's no stove, no TV, no refrigerator. He's got no roof. He's got nothing now, Fnu. He's got nothing
left to lose. This summer, Zeta 03.
This time it's personal.
You thought it was over in Zeta 1. Then, the stakes got higher in Zeta 2. And now, it's happening again. Except this time, it's different somehow.
This time the nudity's hardcore and the violence even bloodier and sexier too. Oh my god, Jesus Christ.
Can we just talk about that phrase, by the way, that Konami has made famous with their recent Castlevania pachinko machine? Maybe you have a talent for making something resembling sense out of really abstract concepts, just given your nature. Can you explain to me what erotic violence is?
Well, you see, ironic violence, it's violence done to promote peace. But doing
no. Sorry. I'm not laughing at you, I promise.
Yes, you are.
Erotic violence, not ironic.
Well, you see, there's our definition of the word irony.
Oh, there's our episode. There's our title for the episode.
Ironic violence for kids.
Oh, boy.
So,
thank you for being a member of this team, Trawman.
Thank you for having me.
Alright, seriously, where's this last Metroid?
Well, while you look for that, erotic violence is violence that's either so gratuitous and in the surplus of amount that it's almost sensual in how it's presented, pretty much porned out in front of you.
It's like gun porn, essentially.
Exactly. It's just so much on display, so much in full detail. It borders on pornographic and how gratuitous it's being put on display.
It's more lava. This isn't the direction I need to go. Well, here we go, guys. Let's play everybody's favorite game. Where's the Metroid?
I don't know. Erotic violence could also mean sexy violence. I mean, just look at Bayonetta.
I thought you were going to take that in a much worse direction, but yeah, let's go with that.
Oh, I can go
That's
in
not an
worse
open
direction.
invitation to do it. I knew you were going to take it in that direction. Nope. I've been doing this too long with you, man. I'm stomping out that direction now.
You do not challenge the bull and then stop it in its tracks. You just don't do it. I am just stomping my hoof now. Just blowing smoke. Did you know bulls can reach a top speed of 50 miles per hour?
I did, actually.
And they can...
I live in Arizona. We celebrate a thing called Rodeo Day, and you get it as a day off from school just because everybody wants to get off work to see some idiot ride bareback on something that's much bigger than he is.
You know what I thought? You know how I thought you were going to take that?
What?
I thought you were going to say, I live in Arizona. Bulls run wild here. You ever go to the safari zone? It's like that.
Well, I mean that too, but... I actually, that's a canceled episode of RTGs. I might still do that this game someday, so I don't know how much detail I should go into it for, but essentially, a game I was going to cover is called Outlander, and it's this post-apocalyptic game on the SNES. It tried a lot of stuff with Mode 7, like hold on, there's a save point right below me. Before I go fight this Metroid, I should probably take advantage of it. So basically, you're this dude riding around in a car, and there's a scientist who's invented a chip that'll solve everybody's problem with the water supply. Now, your job is to go rescue him from all of the street gangs. Think basically Mad Max, except not as good.
Aww. I like
You will ride eternal. But have you seen Fury Road yet?
It's great!
That's the one movie I did manage to see.
Yes! Would you believe those are all practical effects?
Yes, and that's part of what makes it so much fun to watch.
I'm just looking at that going, film, you still have it. Don't lose it. One of the few things of this species I will always admire, your capacity to create. Ooh, speaking of create, when you were talking about Mega Man NT Warrior, I looked up my favorite Mega Man character. Roll!
Oh yeah, she was one of the more striking designs from that series, wasn't she? In fact,
Exactly.
I think Roll.exe is actually one of my favorite Mega Man characters.
Yes, she's my favorite because that look of pure I am going to kill you is fantastic.
I actually saw a really cool redesign of her on DeviantArt once that was like a bug form of Roll. Like one that actually took advantage of the glitch it. Because if you remember that, I think it was Mega Man 3? Mega Man Battle Network 3, where it had the different forms that you could take on depending on what types of chips you used.
Yeah.
Eventually you'd evolve into a different form that could take advantage of them. And there were bug forms. Like if you just left programs set in your customization menu that were intentionally bugged out, eventually you get a form that would just get random bugs at the start of every battle. And some of them would... The problem is I never used that because there were too many bad ones.
Uh-huh.
There were way too many bad ones as opposed to the good ones. Like, you could get something like infinite health or a full menu of chips to use every round or something crazy like that. Or you could just get, like, your character moves down and to the left all the time, which is not helpful at all.
Huh.
Did we just beat the game? We just beat the game. Oh my god, we just beat another Metroid 2 remake!
Oh.
Did we actually just finish our first series on Team Pizza Plays?
Fnu, you know what this means?
What?
I don't know either.
Good job. You totally had me going there. Oh, but seriously though, when the guy gets back to this and he puts in the rest of the stuff that's past this point in the game, because we still haven't fought the final boss. There's no Queen Metroid left. There's no ending where Samus brings the baby to the scientists and sets up the events of Super Metroid. Spoilers. We will come back to this game and we will play through it. So thank you all for joining us in this series of another Metroid 2 remake. The finale for now. And we will see you again next time with whatever we decide to play next. Until then, I'm Whatthefnu.
And I am the ever erotically violent Draw Man.
And we will see you again next time. Later, everybody.
Later. This is the first game we have finished.
Yes, it
Well,
is.
technically, we finished Sonic Dreams, but Sonic Dreams finished us.